If I could go back and shake my younger self by the shoulders, I'd tell him this. Stop analyzing her words. Stop replaying the conversation. Stop asking your boys if she's into you. Because here's the truth. If you're confused, you already have your answer, but nobody tells you that. So you sit there combing through texts like a detective, building a case in your head for why she might like you. And all that does is keep you stuck reading signals that don't exist. This video is gonna save you from that. I'm gonna show you the real signs a woman is actually feeling you. Not the polite stuff, not the fake politeness you've been mistaking for attraction, the real thing. And once you see it, you'll never confuse the two again. Let's start with the foundation. Here's the rule most men completely miss. Politeness is not interest. Kindness is not attraction. And just because she smiled at you, laughed at your joke, or had a nice conversation with you doesn't mean she wants you. I know that sounds harsh, but think about it. She smiles at the cashier. She's polite to her coworkers. She's friendly to the guy who holds the door. Does that mean she's attracted to all of them? No. It means she's a decent person operating in a social environment that requires her to be civil. And this is where most men go wrong. They mistake context for chemistry. Let me explain. You're at work. She asks how your weekend was. She laughs when you say something mildly funny. She offers you gum. And you walk away thinking, okay, she's into me. But is she? Or is she just existing in the same space as you? Doing what people do when they share an office, a class, a coffee shop line? Here's the real question. If you weren't there, would she go out of her way to create that moment with you? Would she text you first? Would she suggest hanging out? Would she make an excuse to talk to you outside of that environment? Because if the answer is no, then what you're experiencing isn't attraction, it's proximity, it's politeness. It's her being a normal human being in a normal social setting. And I'm not saying this to crush you, I'm saying it to save you. Because the longer you mistake politeness for interest, the longer you waste your time on someone who isn't thinking about you the way you're thinking about her. Now, here's why this happens. Men and women process attraction differently. When a man is interested in a woman, he notices everything. He replays moments. He looks for patterns. He builds entire fantasies off a single smile. Women don't do that. If a woman is attracted to you, she doesn't sit around wondering. She knows. And more importantly, she acts on it. She creates opportunities. She gives you openings. She makes it easy for you to move forward. But when she's not interested, she stays neutral, polite, friendly, because she doesn't want to be rude. She doesn't want confrontation. So she keeps things surface level. And you hoping, wanting to believe, interpret that surface level energy as something deeper. This is the mental habit you need to unlearn. You need to stop giving weight to things that don't carry weight. A smile is just a smile. A laugh is just a laugh. Unless it's backed by action, it means nothing. Now, let me give you the second rule. And this one flips everything you think you know. If she's too nice, too polite, too agreeable, she's probably not attracted to you. I know that sounds backwards, but stay with me. When a woman is genuinely attracted to you, she doesn't treat you like a pleasant stranger. She tests you, she pokes at you, she challenges you. Not in a mean way, but in a way that creates emotional tension. Because tension is the language of attraction. Think about it. When she teases you about something you said, when she gives you a hard time for being late, when she disagrees with you, just to see how you respond. That's not her being difficult. That's her being engaged. That's her investing emotional energy into the interaction. Compare that to the woman who just nods and smiles and agrees with everything you say. She's not testing you. She's not engaging. She's just there, waiting for the conversation to end so she can move on with her day. Attraction is friction. It's fire. It's her caring enough to challenge you, mess with you, see what you're made of. Politeness is the opposite. It's smooth, it's calm, it's emotionally flat. Let me show you what this looks like in real life. You say something cocky. She rolls her eyes and says, oh, please, you're not that smooth. That's interest. You're telling a story. And she interrupts with, wait, that doesn't even make sense. That's interest. You suggest a plan. And she says, that's a terrible idea. Here's what we should do instead. That's interest. Now compare that to this. You say something cocky. She just smiles and says, yeah, totally. No pushback, no spark. You tell a story. She nods politely, says, that's cool, doesn't ask follow-up questions. You suggest a plan. She says, sure, whatever works. No counteroffer, no personal input. See the difference? One is alive, the other is autopilot. One is a woman who's emotionally invested. The other is a woman who's just being polite until you leave. And here's why this matters. Tests exist because attraction requires proof. She needs to know you're not fragile, that you can handle her energy, that you're not gonna crumble the first time she gives you a hard time. If she's not testing you, it's because she doesn't need to know, because she's already decided you're not the guy. No tests, equals no interest. Here's what I want you to take from this. You don't need to decode her. You don't need to be a mind reader. You just need to be honest with yourself. Does she make it easy for you, or does she make it hard? Does she create opportunities, or does she let them pass? Does she invest, or does she just respond when it's convenient? If you're doing all the work, if you're the only one reaching out, if you're the one carrying the conversation, walk away. Not out of bitterness, not out of anger, but out of respect for yourself, because your time, your energy, your attention, they're valuable, and they belong with someone who sees that, someone who doesn't make you guess, someone who shows up. Silence is not rejection. Silence is clarity. And sometimes the strongest thing you can do is accept it and move forward. Stay strong. I'll see you in the next one.